I decided to challenge myself, so I signed up for the yoga teacher training. And when the day finally came, I know it was my chance. The teacher walked into the studio and said, "All right, everyone, crow pose. Hands on the floor, fingers widespread, knees up to the arm, core tight, lean forward, lift up one foot, lift up the other." For 1 second, I thought, great, I'm doing this, I got this. And for the next second, bam, my face smashed onto the floor. Ouch, I screamed. It was so painful. I thought my nose was broken, maybe even bleeding. At the instant of pain, I felt the whole yoga studio and my brain went completely silent. My very first crow pose failed. But luckily, my teacher, my instructor, was standing next to me. So I looked up at her, full of hope, wishing she could tell me something, a secret that stops me from falling again in crow pose. She looked back at me in complete calm and said, "Just get a thicker mat." A thicker mat? Could that be your secret? Could a thicker mat stops me from falling again in crow pose? Of course not. So I stopped trying crow pose for a while. Every time I hear someone said crow, I could almost feel the floor on my face again. I'm not built for this kind of fly, I was thinking to myself. But there is also another voice whispering, maybe falling is part of it. Yes, part of it, but not my favorite part. I have to admit, I was afraid of crow pose. Not afraid of falling, but afraid of my face meeting the floor again. But very soon I realized this isn't something new. I have many kinds of fear. I have fears of kitties, of puppies. Yes, you hear me right, kitties and puppies. Anyone feel the same? Please raise your hand here. See, I'm not alone. Please applaud for those who admit their fear. We are all the survivors here. Survivors of fluff and fur. You must wonder, those cute little animals, they are so innocent. But do you know that kitties, they have claws? Puppies, they have teeth. And someone once told me, if they bite you, you may have rabies, and you will die. So for years, I stayed away from those cute little animals until one day, I spent a lovely afternoon with my cousin's fluffy pets, and turned out they were not scary at all. And even today, I have my own pet. He is a spicy boy, he's a cat. Fighting with him is just part of my daily exercise routine now. But there are still fears I couldn't conquer, like height. Every time I stand somewhere high, my knees start shaking before my heart does. So naturally, the universe decided to test me. Weeks later, my best friend came and said to me, "Let's go to the climbing club." I agreed, but thought, perfect. Maybe the mat didn't break my face, but the wall will. So we went together. The moment I went into the climbing club, I smelled chalk and rub, and the wall is covered by colorful holes stretching all the way up to the ceiling. No one ever told me 20 feet is so high. This is how it ends, I was thinking to myself. When we stood by the wall, I thought my friend would start showing me how to grab the rock, how to use my leg, how to climb like a pro. But she didn't. She said, "The first thing you're gonna learn today is how to fall." Excuse me, how to fall? Do you think that's a good use of our time, learning to fall instead of climbing? She smiled and explained, pointed to the huge cushion underneath us, and said, "Look at this cushion. It's super thick. If you fall, it will bounce you back. And the next second, she decided to give me a demo. She climbed a few feet high, let go, and landing softly on the mat like a gymnast. I was amazed. It did bounce back. Can you believe it? She turned back to me. Now it's your turn. So I took a deep breath. I approached the wall, climbed 3 feet, maybe 4 feet. My heart was racing. My paws were sweating, and my fingers clinked into the rock like I was hanging over a volcano. She screamed at me, "Just let go. You are safe." Every part of my body screamed no. But eventually, I did. I let go. I fell, and the mat caught me. It bounced me back. I lay there laughing, half in disbelief, half in relief. And just like that, I learned how to fall that day. Once I learned how to fall, I was no longer afraid to climb again. And by the end of the day, I have finished all the beginner and mid-levels routes. I'm quite proud of myself. Those moments on the mat and on the cushion on the wall has reminded me something I wasn't aware I was missing. It's a kind of power. The power to fall, to bounce back, and to try again. And after that, the same kind of power has flowed with me into my daily life, into my work at PCC. When we face challenge, when we face uncertainty of the political climate, and when we lose funds in healthcare. And it's the same kind of power that helped me standing here talking to all of you tonight. Because trust me, it's another kind of height. And the lesson stays the same. These days, every time I start to doubt myself, I come back to my favorite affirmation. I choose love versus fear. I choose love for the process, for the people around me, for the version of myself who is still learning to fly. And I did finish my yoga teacher training, and now I have my crow pose. It only lasts 3 or 4 seconds, but it still counts because in those 3 or 4 seconds, I am flying, not falling, powered by love, not fear. Thank you.